Here's my homemade redneck coffee roaster. It's so hard to find something that's affordable and it's fun to make. So anyway, the only real piece you have to purchase, these baskets are the difficult thing. So that, I forget what it's from, it's like the only sort of mid-range or small little home whatever thing electric roaster you can buy, and you can roast I think a pound with it. Mine, I put at least 2 pounds in and it works fine because I got gas, which has way more BTU than the electric can handle on 110 volts in the US. And this is that's the one I got. You can plug it into one of these cylinders instead of the small things, so you get good output. And then find a cheap one of those old-fashioned air fryer things at Goodwill or whatever, put that on top for extra heat and circulation. So anyway, so what I did then is just buy this whatever this is, angle iron from Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever, throw it together, put some feet on it, a square, the size, a couple of inches big on each side. And then for the mounts, it's got a 12-volt battery here on motor on a 12-volt adapter. And depending on which one you get, you can change the volts to do approximately 1 RPM, 60 RPM, so 1 revolution a second, more or less. Now the only tricky part is connecting this basket to the motor, and these are little like robotics pieces that you can buy, little squares that locks onto this in an aluminum tube. And then it's because this shaft is beveled, and you got the little locking nut there. So these robotics things, I forget, it was like mouse, whatever that mouse or electronics place, I don't know, there's lots of places online you can find them. And you'll see when you buy this, there's it's just a round end on each side, and I think this side is round too, but we can take it off. This side I just got connected, so that side's square, but it just freewheels inside this. Now let me take this off and I'll show you this. Normally I use 2 hands to get this off. Hold on. Okay, so the easy way I've found or decided to do this, to take it on and off, is instead of having an unlocking and a this and a that, I just put these on the flexible mounts. So this metal here just bends, this whole thing. So it's nice and easy. This, it's not really necessary. I just had it because a friend gave me a lot of robotic stuff. It's just a big bearing that mounted on you. So really, you make the platform. This thing, I just got it wired in. Like I said, redneck. All you need is heat and movement, and then that's it. So that goes in, turn it on. Now, unless you're living on the sun, it's obviously going to be, all the heat's going to escape, so you want to keep that in. And that's where this guy comes in. This beautiful orange disaster. This is, I forget exactly what it's called, but it's basically fireproofing board, or like some sort of, again, Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever. It looks like it's about a 1/4 inch thick. It's got these squares. You'll find it, and I forget exactly what it's called. It's pretty easy to cut up. You score it and you bend it, cut it, and then I got some angles, and you could use this stuff, whatever, to hold it together in a box. And then this is spray foam, fire foam. So it's fire resistant, high temperature, and doesn't off gas and all that kind of stuff. And it works pretty well. You'll see these burns over here. This is my big bag of coffee. These burns over here are because basically everything caught on fire because I left it too long. So you got to be careful. Set a time on your phone. And look, it's done well. It didn't even inflame. The main reason I put these on is so I can just pick this up with my hands instead of having to have gloves or have the kids come by and hurt themselves. And then, as you can see in there, you got to cut a hole in it so it matches, when you put it on top. And I'll show you a picture when it's all going, video. So hold on a sec. So now I've got the green beans. Actually, there's a bit of Robusta. It's a mix in there, and that's about how much you could put in, which is about double what you can put in the electric version. So now I'm going to close the lid, put this in there, turn on the motor, put on the top, start the fire going, and then I'll show you before I put that top lid on. Okay, so we got that on, and now plug it in. And nothing happens. Oh, because I'm too lazy to solder these on here, so sometimes they come off. It's not a very good idea to have them coming off. So you got to watch this thing, because if you leave it too long, it'll catch fire so quick. Okay, so now it's turning, and now we got the fire going. Always have that turning when the fire's going, otherwise you'll burn them real quick. And technically you're not supposed to, but you can adjust this nozzle to have a little bit more power. And let's put the lid on. Okay, so I put the lid on, that keeps the heat in, and then we've got the green beans going and the fire. Now we put on the fan. Okay, now the fan's going with the heat. I tell it to turn off around 440 or whatever. You'll get the feel of it. You don't absolutely need that. I have roasted them like without it. You do a little bit less, because you don't want it to go more than about 15 minutes, according to what I know. I'm not a pro at roasting coffee. So anyway, there we have it, the FrankenRoaster. Good luck.